Hello everyone, get ready for craziest animal attacks ever caught on camera, a wild look at shocking moments where nature's unpredictability strikes without warning. A wild yak became enraged and attacked a group of tourists. A massive great white shark collided with a boat, frightening the tourists and prompting them to leave immediately. While sightseeing offshore, a boat was suddenly rammed by a large great white shark. Fortunately, no one was injured, and they headed back to shore right away, fearing the boat might be damaged. An attack triggered simply because the vessel unknowingly entered its territory. A giant shark suddenly leapt onto a family's boat in the United States, sending everyone into panic. They later managed to rescue it and release it safely back into the ocean. A heart-stopping moment unfolded when a man was suddenly chased by a polar bear and had to leap onto a snowmobile to escape. The monkeys at Longleat Safari Park in Wiltshire were absolutely delighted with their new toy, a car covered in items for them to tear apart and explore freely. The monkeys climbing onto cars as visitors drove them around the area truly brought plenty of laughter. Everyone loved the tour with these cheeky monkeys. Southern India, destroying dozens of vehicles before the police managed to bring it under control. A vehicle was blocked by an elephant, causing the terrified driver to lose control of the handlebars and fall. A woman and a 15-year-old teenager are injured after being attacked by a wild boar right inside a subway station in Hong Kong. A bison charges after a crowd in the Old Faithful area. man is chased by a stag in Bushy Park in London. Unable to outrun it, he decides to climb a tree. A dog quickly senses danger as a black bear approaches the house. It immediately barks loudly, showing clear aggression, forcing the bear to hesitate and retreat. Trail guide remains astonishingly calm and stops a charging elephant in South Africa, proving how steady energy can influence the behavior of wild animals. The enraged rhinoceros suddenly charged straight into a safari vehicle, sending everyone into chaos. A heart-stopping moment that showed just how dangerous a rhino can be. A violent male swan repeatedly attacked passing vehicles to protect its mate and young. Provoked by the color of the car's paint, the peacock suddenly launched a violent attack, chasing the vehicle out of its territory. An unbelievable display of dominance that left everyone stunned. Male red-winged blackbird suddenly attacked pedestrians at City Place to protect its chicks. This species is known for being extremely aggressive during breeding season. In the United Kingdom, a wild badger unexpectedly chases both dogs and people in broad daylight through a forest, sending everyone into panic. The climber is attacked by a bear while descending a mountain as the animal suddenly charges down from above. After a terrified scream, the man fights back with repeated punches and kicks, and the bear eventually shows signs of retreat. A heart-stopping moment as a crazed leopard charges into a village in India, attacking multiple people before being restrained by brave locals. While freediving, a diver accidentally came too close to a female elephant seal. Suddenly, she turned around and charged straight at him with her mouth wide open. Fortunately, he raised his stick to block, was pushed underwater, then managed to escape and swim away. An elephant seal charged in and damaged several vehicles.
Ow!
Want to know what it feels like to try escaping from an African male lion? It's absolutely no joke. During a shark diving tour, a tiger shark suddenly becomes aggressive and lunges at a diver, but luckily, another man quickly steps in to stop the shark. Off the coast of California, a couple narrowly escapes death when a massive humpback whale suddenly erupts from the water and crashes down onto their kayak, and miraculously both survive without serious injury. Beneath the ocean, a giant octopus suddenly attacks a diver, tightly wrapping around his arm and equipment as he struggles violently to break free. In the end, he manages to escape, but the octopus remains clinging firmly to the camera. A bear suddenly appears right at a campsite, calmly rummaging through and stealing food while everyone hides in terror inside their tents, afraid to make a single move. Breathtaking moment as a ferocious leopard suddenly charges and attacks a man who has only a stick to defend himself.
Gandhi. Hey. No, David. Oh, no.
A driver in New Jersey stops after hitting a deer. When he opens the door to check, the deer suddenly steps into the car, forcing the driver to push it out with his foot. A group of cyclists riding along a coastal road was suddenly chased by a white ostrich that ran out onto the street. Fortunately, when the road ended, the ostrich gave up, leaving behind a moment that was equal parts astonishing and funny. A child was sitting and playing on a phone when a leopard suddenly walked straight into the house. The boy quickly stood up, stepped outside, and closed the door, trapping the leopard inside. This moment highlights just how dangerous wildlife can be when it enters human spaces. A German Shepherd saved a 6-year-old child from being attacked by another dog. A humpback whale breached right beside a boat, stunning the passengers on the whale-watching tour. A jogger had a terrifying encounter with a brown bear and her 2 cubs on a narrow trail in Sierra Madre, California. A recently released rhinoceros suddenly turned back and rammed a truck, causing serious damage. A wildlife cameraman came face to face with a 1,000-kilogram polar bear on the hunt. Standing nearly 2.5 meters tall, it repeatedly attacked the transparent safety pod, trying everything it could to break through the barrier and reach the human inside. A brutal assault showcasing the terrifying strength of the Arctic's top predator. As I approached a monkey while it was eating, I suddenly made direct eye contact and moved toward it, quickly, but only for a short step. Its threatening behavior was just like a schoolyard bully, simply testing how others would react. A moment both tense and unexpectedly funny between humans and the wild. A person approached a monkey that was eating, suddenly locking eyes with it. The monkey stopped, a bit confused, made a few attempts to test the reaction, then eventually gave up and went back to eating, its threatening behavior merely a way of gauging the other side. While walking along the coast, a tourist approached a wild boar to film it. Suddenly, the animal charged straight at the tourist, but luckily no serious injuries occurred. The incident is a reminder that wild animals, even when they seem ordinary, can become extremely dangerous if provoked. Approaching a brown bear up close to show the sensation of being pinned by such a powerful creature. This moment reveals the terrifying strength and hidden danger of bears in the wild. In Xinjiang, China, an incident occurred at night when a driver heading home spotted a Tibetan cow on the road and tried to slow down. However, the animal suddenly attacked the vehicle. A large bison stood motionless in the middle of the road, forcing cars to stop and maintain a safe distance. Another bison moved closer to a vehicle and a sudden charge followed. Luckily, no one was injured. A crazed bear suddenly lunged out and attacked a biker, leaving everyone who witnessed it holding their breath. Tourists at Nara Park were startled by a deer, even though the species is usually gentle. However, if visitors carry bags with long straps, the deer may suddenly tug on them, so extreme caution is advised. In Estes Park, whenever the moose mating season begins, the streets fall into heavy traffic congestion as aggressive moose herds attack surrounding vehicles. While a man was inspecting a pickup truck he wanted to buy, a deer suddenly leapt over two vehicles and crashed straight into it. A flock of geese had nested on a nearby garage roof, and the male goose attacked anyone who walked past. Another classic showdown between humans and Canada geese unfolded. A group of cyclists was enjoying a relaxing ride along a quiet coastal road when a white ostrich suddenly appeared, burst onto the street, and chased after them. Fortunately, it gave up before the group reached the dead end. Two Kea birds slowly dismantled a police car as if they were carrying out a patient and meticulous technical operation. A herd of wild elephants suddenly charges at a motorcycle, forcing the rider to abandon the bike and flee in panic just in the nick of time. tourists filming the behavior of elephants suddenly find themselves in a real-life danger zone. More elephants unexpectedly move in to surround them, but luckily the driver stays calm and manages to escape. The gorilla suddenly charges straight into the barrier at a zoo, smashing through the protective glass and sending visitors into panic at its terrifying strength. As a man approaches a group of ducks, the mother duck instantly rushes out and launches a fierce attack to protect her young, forcing him to frantically retreat with his vehicle, but still unable to avoid being attacked. The bison in Yellowstone rubbed aggressively against a vehicle, and at one point they even thought it might climb onto the hood. The swan attacked the man to defend its territory. A massive swan confronted a dog in a park in Strasbourg. A grumpy koala startled everyone watching and made them burst into laughter. Bullfighting is extremely dangerous because bulls possess immense strength, high speed, and unpredictable reactions. Participants can be gored, trampled, severely injured, or even killed with just a moment of carelessness. Male elk can attack unexpectedly when they feel threatened, especially during the mating season, so standing close to take photos or videos is incredibly risky. The bear becomes aggressive after being hit by a vehicle, viciously tearing into the tire of a car and chasing another one, terrifying everyone who witnesses it. A young woman skis along carefree and singing, completely unaware that a bear is chasing right behind her. Wildlife photographers experience a horrifying moment when an aggressive hippopotamus suddenly charges straight at their vehicle during a safari. The intense footage shows the hippo bursting out of the water, slamming into the car, and repeatedly biting into the body of the vehicle. Red-winged blackbirds suddenly attack during nesting season, becoming extremely aggressive as they fiercely defend their territory. They dive down without warning, startling pedestrians, joggers, and even cyclists in sheer panic. During a paragliding trip, a tourist landed on the ground when a kangaroo suddenly approached and attacked twice before hopping away. A deer suddenly appeared and charged into a fight with local residents. A raccoon unexpectedly rushed toward a young woman, chasing her and forcing her to run into the house in panic. But the aggressive animal continued pursuing her, making her run back outside to escape. A giraffe suddenly crashed into a car at night, fell over, then got back up and walked away, only to charge into another vehicle moments later.
Quack! 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 Ah! Ah! Ah!
The man is swarmed and bitten by a troop of monkeys in the middle of the street. He's knocked to the ground, struggles back up, and hurls one monkey away before escaping with help from neighbors. A resident's cat is attacked by two pit bulls right at the entrance of the house while it's simply lying there. The owner of the dogs has absolutely no control over them. Just a few steps from a parked truck, a Canada lynx suddenly attacks a deer. According to witnesses, the lynx spends hours trying to bring the deer down. A male lion slips into a cattle shed at midnight and takes down a calf. Hearing the commotion, the owner rushes out and throws a stick to scare the lion off, protecting the herd. During a performance, an orca suddenly pulled a trainer underwater and held him there for 8 minutes, sending the audience into panic and forcing the rescue team to intervene urgently. A Komodo dragon on Komodo Island suddenly charged at a group of tourists, causing them to flee in fear. Fortunately, A ranger intervened in time and drove the animal away.
Back! Get back! Hey! Get away! Watch your leg! I'm good. Back off! Go!
A wildlife photographer came face to face with a frill-necked lizard, which suddenly chased him and leapt onto his body.
That's great.
Just one small mistake when approaching a bear can lead to a devastating accident. The incident takes place during a student field trip show at the Pensacola Interstate Fair. After the accident, the trainer suffers multiple severe lacerations and must be rushed to the hospital for emergency treatment. Tourists at Nara Park were startled by a deer, even though the species is usually gentle. However, if visitors carry bags with long straps, the deer may suddenly tug on them, so extreme caution is advised. In Estes Park, whenever the moose mating season begins, the streets fall into heavy traffic congestion as aggressive moose herds attack surrounding vehicles. Tourists at Yellowstone National Park get too close while taking photos of a family of black bears crossing a bridge. Suddenly, the mother bear turns back and charges in a show of force to protect her cubs, sending the entire group fleeing in panic just in the nick of time. The reckless behavior of a tourist at Yellowstone National Park, although ending without injury, forces authorities to issue a new warning about teasing and approaching wild animals. In the middle of the circus show, a lion suddenly loses control and turns on the trainer, right on the stage. Within seconds, chaos erupts as the audience screams in panic and other handlers rush in to rescue the victim. Fortunately, the trainer escapes by a narrow margin. A woman at the zoo recklessly climbed into the tiger enclosure to retrieve a hat that had been blown away by the wind. The tiger stood right against the fence, sending chills through the crowd as it went wild inside the enclosure. An aggressive mother elephant charged straight at a group of tourists on boats when they drifted too close to her calves. The massive elephant rammed into the boats, flipping them over and sending the tourists into panic as they fell into the river. Thankfully, the victims survived without serious injuries. An extremely aggressive male rhinoceros charged at safari vehicles to protect its mate and calf. The animal became highly agitated and launched repeated attacks on the nearby vehicles. tense moment left tourists frozen in fear. An aggressive duck suddenly gives chase, sending a woman screaming and fleeing in panic out of the yard. A sheep repeatedly rams its head into a person in an open pasture, making the victim feel both terrified and amused at the same time. The sheep is simply defending its territory from the intrusion of a visitor. When it feels threatened, even a sheep can become aggressive in self-defense. A small moment, yet one that makes viewers reflect on the so-called innocence of sheep. A leopard slips into a residential neighborhood and moves in to attack a dog. The dog, deep in sleep and unaware of the danger, is quickly taken down by the predator. It is then dragged away immediately. A man sits on a chair holding a chicken in his hands, luring a lion that stands just a few steps away. A pack of dogs stays on high alert as danger approaches. The moment the lions rush in to attack, the dogs manage to escape just in time. A woman is ferociously mauled by a tiger right after stepping out of her car. She is quickly dragged into the forest. A man slowly followed a young deer that was blocking the road, trying to guide it back into the forest. But when he got too close, the deer suddenly charged, smashing the car's windshield before running off. A wild boar unexpectedly swam through the waves and rushed onto the beach, stunning everyone. Panicked, it ran wildly around the area and attacked several tourists, before finally finding its way back into the forest. A wild boar suddenly attacked a man on the roadside, but nearby people quickly rushed over and worked together to rescue the victim. A man slowly approached a kudu antelope, but the animal panicked and suddenly charged with full force. The impact caused the man's head to become trapped between the kudu's sharp horns. In that dangerous moment, several others rushed in to help and rescue him. While feeding a kudu at Marloff Park, a tourist was suddenly attacked when the animal turned aggressive. A dangerous moment showing that wild animals are always unpredictable, even when they appear gentle. A man in Alaska was taking a trash bag out to his shed when he suddenly encountered a bull moose and became trapped for a brief moment. In the Panch Pokhari area of Sindupalchok, a Himalayan yak suddenly turned aggressive and charged into an attack. A lynx charges at a woman and her dog. It closes in fast, but the woman manages to open the door and kick it away before rushing safely inside. Loose dogs attack a woman and her pet right in her backyard. They don't stop there, they storm straight into the house as well. A brave delivery driver rushes in to help when a woman and her dog are attacked by a loose pit bull. A white camel chased after a man. Black vultures are highly attracted to plastic and rubber, and they often damage vehicles and rooftops. This is a warning for visitors to the Conowingo Dam in Maryland. This is why no one should ever think about provoking a hippo. A gorilla knocked a woman down during a tour. The massive silverback beat its chest in challenge, then suddenly charged and slammed the woman to the ground. A troop of baboons caused chaos and attacked a vehicle. A group of baboons stole items from a vehicle in Ngorongoro National Park, Tanzania, and confronted the driver. The boy was riding his scooter near his home when he suddenly came face to face with a black bear. The bear charged straight toward him, but the boy stood still and locked eyes with it, causing the bear to hesitate. At the critical moment, a neighbor appeared and raised his arms to scare it away, sending the frightened bear running off. crazed bear suddenly lunged out and attacked a biker, leaving everyone who witnessed it holding their breath. The man narrowly escaped death by a matter of seconds. An alligator wandered into a residential neighborhood in Florida, sending residents into panic. A quick-thinking man managed to trap the animal using a trash bin and later released it safely back into the wild. While kayaking, a man noticed a rope in the water and curiously pulled on it, only for an alligator to suddenly surface. He immediately fled, escaping by the narrowest margin. A group of tourists experienced a terrifying moment when two lions suddenly attacked their vehicle. Fortunately, no one was injured. Want to know what it feels like to try escaping from an African male lion? Trust me, it's an experience no one would ever want to try. A buffalo wandered into a residential area, and upon seeing the locals, it suddenly charged at them, sending everyone running in panic. At Lion Country Safari, a mischievous ostrich repeatedly pecked at a tourist's car, creating a moment that was both surprising and funny. As a cycling group rode along the coast, a white ostrich suddenly burst onto the road and chased after them. By the end of the path, the animal wandered off, leaving behind a scene that was both nerve-wracking and unexpectedly humorous. While distracted by his phone, a young boy suddenly saw a leopard walk straight into the house. He immediately bolted outside and shut the door, trapping the animal inside. Wild animals and large livestock can attack unexpectedly if provoked or blocked. Always keep a safe distance and respect their territory. A single moment of distraction can be dangerous. A brave mother cow protected her calf and suddenly attacked a dairy farmer who was approaching. Late at night, a homeowner woke up after receiving multiple alerts from the Ring floodlight cam, discovering a bear trying to break into the chicken coop. The homeowner immediately ran to the window and scared the bear away, and fortunately it left before causing any damage. A leopard breaking into a house to hunt a pet dog is captured on camera. The dog runs, but the leopard quickly tracks it down, grabs it, and slips back outside. A man pries open an alligator's jaws to save a screaming puppy after the gator suddenly surges out of the water, clamps onto the dog, and drags it under. The moment a lion attacks a cow in Gujarat is captured on video. An enraged wild boar slams hard into a metal gate and then charges out to attack a man. At Kaziranga National Park in India, a tiger attacked a group of rangers. One ranger was seriously injured and had to be bandaged. A snake suddenly slithered into a police station in Thailand and shot, straight toward a man who was filing a report, startling him. After a brief struggle, he managed to grab the snake and release it outside, leaving the officer who witnessed the scene just as shocked. The man and the bear frightened each other unexpectedly. A mountain climber was attacked by a bear that charged downhill toward him as he was descending. He was forced to shout, punch, and kick to fend off the repeated attacks. He was exhausted, but incredibly lucky to survive. A driver in New Jersey stopped after hitting a deer. When he opened the door to check, the deer suddenly climbed into the car, forcing him to push it out with his foot. A man was carrying a bag of trash into a shed when he unexpectedly encountered a moose. He quickly retreated inside while the moose stood outside, creating a moment that was both tense and dangerous. The vehicle encountered a gray bear. The bear appeared curious, creating a moment that was both tense and thrilling between humans and the wild. Thanks for watching the craziest animal attacks ever caught on camera. Which moment shocked you the most? What would you do in these situations? Share your thoughts below.
No! Stop falling! No!